Will you all please rise for the processional of the graduates? If you would all please remain standing for the presentation of the colors. Join me when I begin the Pledge of Allegiance. If you would join me now in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. The JROTC Color Guard is from Union High School. Thank you so much for your willingness to come tonight and to do this. Good evening. I would like to welcome you to the Grand Rapids Public Schools Adult Education, KEC Beltline, and Grand Rapids Learning Center's graduation. My name is Esther Kuiper, and I'm the Director of the Adult Education Program. I will begin by introducing and welcoming some of the folks who are here on the stage with us. I would like to begin with Reverend John Matthias, Board Member. Mrs. Maureen Quinn Slade, Vice President, Board. Ron Gorman, Executive Director of High School and Alternative Education. Mrs. Teresa Weatherall Neal, Superintendent of the Grand Rapids Public Schools. As the evening goes on, we will introduce to you the remaining people here sitting on the stage. In a few minutes, Teresa will be joining me in welcoming you to this graduation, and will be making a few remarks. Teresa, thank you.
Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Education, I want to congratulate first all of the graduates. We are so very proud of you. But I also want to thank the staff members, the administrators, the teachers, the support staff. There's so many people that helped along the way. And for all of you adults here, I want to salute each and every one of you for your courage. You stuck with this to the end to get you to where you are today, to achieve this huge accomplishment. And for that, we are so very proud of you, of all of the things that you've done over the last couple of years to get here. And as you continue on this journey throughout your life, I want to encourage you to continue to seek out opportunities to learn, to be all that you can, do whatever you choose to do. You have it in you. But most importantly, we want you to celebrate and reflect on this milestone. Be proud of yourselves. Be proud of what you've accomplished. Believe in yourself. It hasn't been easy. Many of you have chosen different paths to get here, but for where you are today, we celebrate you, and we want you to celebrate this evening. This is a huge accomplishment for you. Congratulations.
I would like to thank Teresa. Thank you very much for coming, and this is a really special event, and we're very appreciative of everyone who is here. I would also like to take a moment to recognize the cabinet who are sitting here, and I would just like you to rise a minute so we can identify the cabinet members. Thank you. I would also like to recognize staff members from these programs who are sitting here behind the cabinet. And I just want to thank you for the work that you do. These students would not be here if it was not for you. And I just would like to personally thank you for everything that you do for these students. It is my pleasure now to introduce to you the Assistant Director of the Adult Ed Program, Tim Fournier.
As Esther said, tonight we recognize students who have earned their high school diploma, their GED certificate, their ESL certification of completion. I'm impressed with the efforts of these students. Participation in the GRPS Adult Education Program is a commitment in itself, but combined with many of the other adult responsibilities, it makes for an exceptional feat. If I haven't congratulated you already in the hallways and the classrooms of Beckwith, please accept my heartfelt congratulations today as we publicly celebrate your achievements. In tonight's program, we've listed more names than students who will be walking across the stage. Many students earned their credentials earlier in the school year and are not able to attend this evening. Before we turn to our graduate speakers, I would like to highlight a few Beckwith facts that really stand out. Among our graduates today, we have twin sisters from China who have completed the ESL program, and presently they're attending Kendall College, and they'll have an entry this fall in the Art Prize. As well, our Sudanese student has completed 3 levels of ESL and he is currently attending Job Corps, where he's being trained in office administration. We have another student who completed all levels of ESL, and he is now working at a local real estate firm as a bilingual secretary. She was connected to the position by way of a mock interview in one of our classrooms. I'll cue the applause. Several of our ESL completers will continue their journey by way of our GED classes, so they'll transition right from ESL to our GED classrooms. Finally, and very importantly, the relationships that are created amongst our students has rendered many unplanned benefits. Many students study together, they network together, and they share in each other's cultures. So what began as an academic endeavor has become quite a community. Students, I thank you for all of your efforts and congratulate you upon your achievements. It is now my pleasure to introduce Sarah Davidson Lefevre. She's the program coordinator of the Grand Rapids Learning Center.
Good evening and welcome to all of our graduates and those here to celebrate with them tonight. Graduates, you have all worked very hard to be where you are today, and I am so proud of you. Our program, Grand Rapids Learning Center, began in 2011 as an alternative high school completion program located at the Wealthy Learning Corner. This collaboration between Grand Rapids Public Schools and Grand Rapids Community College grew quickly and moved to the GRCC DeVos campus in Sneeden Hall in the fall of 2012. Together, Grand Rapids Public Schools and Grand Rapids Community College has worked together to create the strong partnership we have now, working together to prepare the students in our community for their futures. Over the last 4 years, our number of graduates has substantially grown with each graduating class. We are proud to celebrate the 27 graduating from our program this year for the 2014-2015 academic year. This is a 208% increase from the previous year. The number of our high school students taking dual-enrolled college classes at Grand Rapids Community College has also grown. During this current school year, we had a total of 11 students complete 14 dual-enrolled college courses at GRCC. We are proud of the dedication and determination that these students before you today have put into completing their high school diploma. Not only are you now high school graduates, but you are intelligent, motivated, and hopeful members of our society, who we hope will continue to reach for your dreams.
We now provide you with the voices of our program, some words from two of our graduates. A graduate from the Beckwith, the Grand Rapids Public Schools Adult Education Program, Ms. Donna Greenman.
Fix that for short people. Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us in this celebration. I'd like to first congratulate my fellow graduates, and I encourage you to enjoy your future endeavors in life. I think that we are embarking on a most wonderful journey in this world, even though, in spite of all the negative press. I read something recently that a gentleman who said that 10 years ago there were only 1 billion computers on the planet, and now there's 1 billion computers in every country. So learning is available to people that would have never been able to have it before. Mahatma Gandhi said, we need to be part of the change we want to see in the world. We have to be the change that we want to see in the world. So I think that's something that we need to take forth when we have learned something and share it with the world. Secondly, I want to express great appreciation to the Beckwith School, the teachers, the staff, everyone that had anything to do with this establishment. You may be wondering why a woman my age has gone back to school at this point. Believe me, I was wondering about it myself, but it came because of a series of unexpected events, which brought all of us here to this school for some reason. Something in our life just wasn't going according to Hoyle. We perhaps had illnesses, perhaps we moved a lot. I heard that from couple of the people that their family moved a lot and they just fell through the cracks. So it's wonderful that there is something out there for people who fall through the cracks. In my case, I was the oldest in a large family. My mother was pregnant with the 10th child, and she said she was going to work as soon as that child was born. So who was going to stay home and take care of a house of 12 people? 3 little boys in diapers. Well, I was the elected person. I was like halfway through my senior year, I left school in order to help take care of the house. Well, eventually I went back and paid that school. It was Mount Mercy, which is long gone. And they said I was lacking 2 credits. So I said, well, that's a bummer, but anyway. So a year or 2 later, I went to junior college and I took the entrance exam. I passed. I took a couple classes. So who needs high school, right? I just went on down the road. And I did a variety of things. I did get married, and by the age of 30, I was a widow with 2 children to raise. So that was going to be a long journey ahead by myself, right? I did have a very supportive family, which was great. So I was in the restaurant business for many years. That was primarily what I did, although I did go into real estate at one point. I did some insurance work, etc. But in the meantime, I had started reading motivational books. And there's many of them out there, people that take you along the path to learn how to think and how to become positive. So I made up my mind that I was going to learn to be happy no matter what, which is a big order, and I was going to find something I love to do. Well, ultimately, I had moved to Florida. Ultimately, I moved back to Michigan, and I decided to investigate nursing. Well, I did certified nursing assistant for a couple of years, and that wasn't my thing. Too much medicine. So I went into massage therapy. There was a great opportunity at the beginning of one of the schools here, and I was able to afford it. I still was raising my 2 children, finishing their high school up, etc. So that's what I have done for the last 20 years. I've become a certified massage therapist, an aromatherapist, a holistic consultant. Well, Michigan decided to license massage. And to my surprise, almost too close for comfort, I discovered I had to have a high school diploma. It didn't matter if you had a college diploma, you had to have a high school diploma. Well, fortunately, I found Beckwith School, and the rest is history. I finally got through that, and I am now licensed massage therapist in Michigan. Thank God. So the thing is, no matter what you run into, you just have to keep a positive attitude and keep moving forward. And I want to share a little bit about Colonel Saunders, Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is kind of maybe a strange thing at this point, but he was around 67 years old. It was in 1967. He had his own restaurant. Everybody knows Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? So they decided to do some road construction right in front of his restaurant, and he failed. He lost it. Well, instead of rolling up his sidewalks, he decided to go out and sell his recipe, 7 special spices. He went to 1,000 businesses talking to them about his chicken recipe. Finally, someone accepted his recipe and began to use it, and that was the beginning of his success. And by the time he was 75, which was 7 years down the road, he sold his business for $15 million. So the moral of the story is, never give up, don't be afraid to do something new, and just keep moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. It is now my pleasure to introduce Shantae Mara.
Good evening. As this day slowly approached and crept into our lives, there have been battles fought within ourselves, wondering if we really wanted to go down this path. This meant giving up sleep, hours at work, and even sometimes a social life. I even thought about myself and wondered, am I really ready to give up some of these things so I can succeed? Many things have tried to stop me, family, friends, and even myself. At times, I was ready to give up and call it quits. I was tired of staying up late, trying to get homework done, and I was tired of dragging myself out of bed, trying to go to school. At one point, I got so frustrated, I thought, well, none of my siblings graduated. Why should I? At that point, life was kicking me and punching me from every direction. Life was beating me down, and I fell hard. But I know every last one of us has had obstacles that has tried to stop us. No matter how many times we tell ourselves that I can't, behind it is an I can. And you want proof, we're standing here today graduating. Regardless of what the circumstance was, we made it. This was a path we chose to complete no matter how many detours we had along the way. As these years of high school flew by, I'm sure that we have all learned more about ourselves than we can ever imagine. These 4 to 5 years of high school were the hardest to understand what life is really about. We have learned our weaknesses, we have learned our strengths, we have learned things about ourselves that we don't like, things we don't like about others. And even though that we're all individuals, we found one thing we all have in common, which was determination. I'm sure many of us up here and graduating have strived for our diploma. Completing high school is a challenge, and it has been challenging in the recent years, but it shouldn't be. High school should be seen as opportunities for our future. No matter what life throws at us, we have to be willing to catch it. We have to be willing to move forward with our lives and give it our best shot because we only live once. Why not live life to the fullest? Why not push ourselves as far as we can go? This has been an amazing journey with my peers and teachers, and I'm very proud of the graduates of 2015, as we should all be. We never know how hard someone has to work to get to where they are in life. But it's time to leave the past in the past and move forward. Let's finish out this chapter in life and begin a new one. Thank you.
Thank you, Shante and Donna. Very much appreciated. Now I'd like to invite our graduates to the stage for the individual presentation of their diploma. Announcing the names of the graduates this evening are Mr. Jeffrey Sizik and Mr. Terry Gall. We request your cooperation in refraining from loud, disruptive noises during the presentation. We want every graduate to have his or her special moment. Please hold all applause until we are finished with all of the recipients. If you would like to have take a picture, we request that you do not come in front of the stage and that you go over towards the flag and you go around behind the photographer when your graduate is crossing the stage. I just want to identify for you so that you know the distinction between the different graduates who are here. Those wearing the black gowns with the gold collars are the adult ed students. We have some students for the first time who are going to be walking across the stage who do not have caps and gowns on. Those are our ESL completers. Our goal is that they continue in our program and that they then will have the honor of having a cap and gown in a few years, or who knows, maybe a year from now. And then those wearing the navy with the navy collars are from the Grand Rapids Learning Center. So go ahead, Jeff. Perfect. Thanks.
Donna Greenman. Wait. Cassandra Sears. Lauren Riggle. April Franklin. Congratulations, Frank. Frank Hill. Ryan Jeanette. Chakota Reese. Michael Beer. Thomas Knopf. Vernisha Chisanga. Demisha Eason. Morgan Beer. Latika Smith. Ashley Wood. Jessica Miller. Ada Richardson. Sorry. Alejandra Botello. Yashika Spearman. Tatiana Elliott McCoy. Moan Cherie Virgins. Angela Duke. Marvin H. Lucas. Stephanie Calderon. Christina Alonso. Cheyenne Kinney. And this graduate is from KEC Beltline. Andrew Crumback. Now we have our English as a Second Language completers. Lennon Tamayo. Julia Gill. Alina Bilova. Rosa Paez. Basilio Murillo.
Now come the Grand Rapids Learning Center 2015 graduates. Shante Mara. John Carl Love. Abraham Lorenzo. Graciela Velasquez. Alexis Houston. Tyra McAway. Tiaja Moore. Rahula Hassani. Kayla Dixon. Jasmine Carl Magruder. Dominique Thompson. Emmanuel Del Valle. Javon Walker. And Janetta Kirkman. Kendall Reed. Sydney Phillips. Kaya Henderson. Tim Kelly. Matthew Shuayeski. Gerald Hudnall. Warren Arias. Congratulations, Grand Rapids Learning Center.
Vice President Slade, will you please join me at the podium? What do we do? Oh, wait a minute. Do we skip the whole thing on the tassels? No, yeah, but we're going to do the others. After this, okay. Tonight I present to you candidates for graduation. As Director of Adult Education, I certify that all candidates who will be receiving diplomas have met or exceeded all of the requirements as set forth by the Grand Rapids Public School Board of Education and State of Michigan.
Almost there, almost there. On behalf of the Board of Education, faculty, and staff of the Grand Rapids Public Schools, it is my honor to accept the graduating class of 2015 for Grand Rapids Adult Education, KEC Beltline, and Grand Rapids Learning Center. And with the power vested in the board by the state of Michigan, hereby confer diplomas on each. Congratulations.
This is the funnest and best part of the whole evening. Will the members of the class of 2015 please join me in moving your tassels from the right to left? Your graduates appreciate it if the audience remains seated until all of the graduates and honored guests on the stage have exited. Ready? All right, let's start the music.